We are not rare. But before you leave, you will perceive the lore will be unlocked. You might be stalked by a Sasquatch or a ghost witch, possibly even a ghost that will boast about knowing the Ohio grassman or even the Michigan dogman. Werewolves hunt, poltergeists are up front, but in these backwoods folklore is unlocked.
Welcome back to Folklore Unlocked. I'm Austin, and like always, I'm joined by Ethan.
Yep, hello again, everyone.
And this week, we are taking a look at the Mongolian Death Worm and a little background on where it's found. It's found in the Gobi Desert, which is the sixth largest desert in the world, and it's a large cold desert and grassland region in North China and southern Mongolia. Frost and occasionally snow does occur on its dunes, and it reaches minus 40 degrees Celsius, or for you freedom units loving people like me, negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit in winter, and it gets up to 45 degrees Celsius or 113 degrees Fahrenheit in summer. And the Gobi measures 1,600 kilometers or 1,000 miles from southwest to northeast, and 800 kilometers or 500 miles from north to south. And its area is approximately 1,295,000 square kilometers or 500,000 square miles. And thank you for putting the freedom units on there.
I always try to. It always makes it a little bit easier. I was really surprised at how big the Gobi Desert was. I hadn't really looked up anything about deserts in general, so that and also seeing the temperature range being from like negative 40 degrees to 113 was pretty insane.
Well, I think a lot of deserts are like that. At night they get really cold, and during the day it gets really, you know, hot.
Well, yeah, but like I to an extent. So back to the Mongolian Death Worm. So the description for it is that it's about 2 to 7 feet long. And then the Mongolian Prime Minister Damdin Bazar, who in 1922 described the worm as shaped like a sausage about 2 feet long, has no head nor legs, and is so poisonous that merely touching it means instant death. And it lives in the most desolate parts of the Gobi Desert. And then in the 1987 book, I'm not going to try to say that, but Ivan Makarly cites a Mongolian legend which described the creature as traveling underground, creating waves of sand on the surface which allow it to be detected, and it is said that it can kill at a distance either by spraying a venom at its prey or by means of electrical discharge.
So you're telling me this thing's like the real life Arbok from Pokemon.
Pretty similar. Except I don't know about the electrical discharge bit.
I think Arbok does learn a few electric type moves.
Okay, then yeah, pretty similar. And then we do have a picture up there in the corner of kind of what a Mongolian death worm might look like. Yeah.
And on to some investigations. In 1990 and 1992, Ivan Mackerel led small groups of companions into the Gobi Desert in search of the worm, and he was inspired by Frank Herbert's novel Dune in which a giant fiction, in which giant fictional sandworms could be brought to the surface by rhythmic thumping. Mackerel constructed a motor-driven thumper and even used small explosions to try and find it. And in 2005, zoological journalist Richard Freeman of the Center for Fortean Zoology mounted an expedition to hunt for the death worm, but came up empty-handed. And Freeman's conclusion was that the tales of the worm's powers had to be apocryphal, and that reported sightings likely involved an unknown species of worm lizard, which I did not realize were a thing.
Yeah, whenever I was looking up about this, the worm lizard looks so weird. We'll get into it in a little bit. But I found it funny that they went back to, the Dune novel, and it's like, if we make this thumping device, it might bring the worm here, which, I mean, good on them for trying something different, but...
Outside the box, inside the novel, I guess.
Uh-huh. So, the worm lizard, like we were talking about before, it is a group of typically legless lizards, and most species are less than 6 inches long or 15 centimeters long. It's characterized by the long bodies, the reduction or loss of limbs, and small and basic eyes. Many species have a pink body and scales arranged in rings. They have a superficial resemblance to an earthworm. And they are found in North America, Europe, Africa, South America, the Middle East, and the Caribbean. And I do have a picture there of a pink legless worm lizard there, and then also one that looks like a bluish purple.
So you're telling me these things are just basically snakes, just not snakes.
Basically, yeah. I mean, what's a difference between a snake and a lizard? I don't even know.
Well, I know lizards typically have legs and snakes don't.
So this is, are you saying the area in between the worm lizard? It's like from going to a lizard to a snake, perhaps?
Perhaps. And onto an actual snake, the desert sand boa, and its ranges from Iraq and Iran in the east, along the western shore of the Caspian Sea, through all of Central Asia, south into Afghanistan and Pakistan, and north and west into southern Russia, Mongolia, and Inner Mongolia, and northern China. Adult Tartar sand boa males can reach 75 centimeters or 30 inches in length, while adult females are actually the bigger of the two, and they can reach 120 centimeters or 47 inches in length. They are small in length and stout-bodied snakes with a very short and blunt tail. They are apparently highly adapted to life in the desert, given its name, the desert sand boa, and spend most of their time underground creating tunnels in the sand.
Does that sound similar to what we're talking about now?
Yes.
Oh, also something I did want to mention is that the legless, the worm lizards there, they're not really found in the Gobi that we know of. So, I mean, if it was a worm lizard, it would be one that we don't know about yet. Whereas the desert sand boa, like we said, it is found in this area. Then on to pop culture. So there have been multiple like large worm-like desert creatures in media. One of these being the graboids from the Tremor film series. Then in 2010, the television film Mongolian Death Worm. Ark Survival Evolved contains a creature in the expansion Scorched Earth, which is called the Death Worm, which is huge and very deadly. The manga series Dandadan includes an unusually long Mongolian death worm as an antagonist for 8 chapters, which is actually the reason why I decided to look up about this. Then the tales of the creature first came to Western attention as a result of Roy Chapman Andrews' 1926 book on the Trail of Ancient Man. And then also there are lost tape episodes about this.
which which is why I found out about the Mongolian Death Worm.
Oh yeah, and I also added the picture of from Tremors because it shows the graboid of like a very large, I guess kind of similar to a Mongolian death worm, except it has like really big teeth.
So, on to our thoughts. I personally think it's most likely an unidentified or misidentified snake species, or possibly a worm lizard species that we don't know about, like Ethan mentioned earlier. But I don't know. I'm not a snake expert or a lizard expert, so it literally could be a gigantic death worm in the literal sense of the worm part.
Yeah, most likely, I think it probably is a desert sand boa because that's the only thing that we really know about that lives in the right area, has similar size and appearance. And the sand boa is also known for burrowing in the ground and the sand. So, I mean, it kind of fits most of the boxes other than being like, oh, if you touch it, you die. Also, like the static discharge. I don't think the sand boa also shoots venom from a distance. So, I mean, there's a few different things that like don't really match up, but there's not really anything in the desert that does do all of that that we know of. So, I mean,
And who's to say it isn't a mishmash of different snake-like, worm-like creatures that over time just got combined?
perhaps. And like you said, it could just be an unidentified or misidentified different snake species. I mean, that's. Or worm lizard.
But I think that's all we've got for this week. Next week, we'll be moving from Asia all the way to Ireland to take a look at Morrigan. So stay tuned for that. If you're on YouTube, thanks for watching. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, drop us a comment and follow. Any last words, Ethan?
Just thanks for watching, everyone.
And we'll see you next week.
You might wake up beside Spearfinger with an extended visit from Jack the Ripper. But if you're lucky, it'll be an angel on that range hill of Louisiana. You might meet Marie Laveau or the Road. At Folklore Unlocked, Austin and Ethan concoct their theory of the eerie and unexplained around the world, sometimes even the underworld. The lore is locked behind secrets, but folklore is meant to be unlocked. The Sokaloo is haunting NC as well as Tennessee. There are many giants that might be clients of the Dark Watchers, who might have psychokinesis. And the phantom time hypothesis is like the phoenix, coming back around again and again to lay a strain on your brain if you you've got more than two brain cells in you. Some believe McCartney's dead because they read into the Mandela effect, which is subject to folklore.